Cutting board seems to be one of those things that's in every home and kitchen. We like the wooden ones, but sometimes it's hard to figure out what's the best way to take care of them. I've got 4 ways on how to maintain your cutting boards, whether they're heirloom quality like this one, 75 to 100 years old, or a brand spanking new one you got in the store. This is an unsponsored video. I paid for all these supplies with my own money. So let's go to a top-down shot and get into all the details and trade-offs to figure out what approach of these 4 is best for the boards you have. The 4 tools you have in your wood cleaning arsenal, whether it's a cutting board or a bowl, are these: olive oil, mineral oil. This Butcher Block food grade mineral oil natural wax combination is highly rated on Amazon. Or just regular cloth and water. You can use a paper towel if you don't have a cloth. I like to use socks for spreading these because they're finished. They're relatively cheap to buy. When I'm done with the application, put the sock in a Ziploc bag for next time. Here's the advantage of olive oil. Readily available. You can use it to cook and to seal your surfaces. Mineral oil is more of a unitasker. You can use it as a lubricant, laxative. I'll just let your imagination wander there. This is a combination of mineral oil and beeswax and canuba wax. If you're going to be sealing a lot of wood, whether it's bowls or block, we've had this bottle since 2015 and it's now 8 years later and it's still going strong. Almost a half of a bottle left. Here's an antique cutting board. Here's the back of it. And it's got a patina on it, very much like this bowl does. Maybe a little less, and you can see out here where maybe it was used to make bread or noodles or whatever it is. It's not as tacky as this is, but it's got a little bit of tack to it. So if you were to use this cutting board, I'll just use some olive oil on it. I definitely wouldn't use mineral oil on it, but to clean it, just towel on one side, wipe it down, and then turn it over with the dry side or get a dry one and just finish it off that way. It's a real charm to have a piece like this and like this. These are the cutting boards I use to protect or cover my range, to kind of expand my island. If you're interested in how I made this, I'll post up there a link and down below for making this cover. It's relatively inexpensive. I think I got these boards on sale at Aldi for about $5 a piece. I seal these boards over the range once every 3 months. Cheese board, or I'll seal it only as I need to. These working end boards, I'll seal the same time I seal these boards on the island. Just do them all together. It's easier that way. And if you don't seal them, especially with bamboo boards, you might get a little crack that will form. Now this has got a slight crack in it, but when I seal it up, it works itself back together, and especially in the dry winter months, you got to worry about cracking, so you might seal your boards a little more frequently. Here's a quick tip for you. If you don't want your board to slide around on a smooth countertop or table, we've taken this shelving material, and I'll post it down below. You can cut it if you want, or just wrap it under like this, and then put your board there right on top, and that is not going to move at all when you're slicing and dicing and making julienne fries. If you really want an heirloom kind of board that's going to last forever, go with one of these Bose blocks. This will probably outlive me and maybe my children if they live to 100 years old. It's a nice solid board. I just haven't been able to find one that's any better than this. Now they are expensive. They can cost upwards to $100. But if you think about using it for 100 years, it's probably worth it if you can afford it. On an end board like this, you could finish both sides, but I typically don't do that. I'll just seal this up, work on this for a while, and then once it's time to redo the boards, I'll flip the board over and use the other side. I use gloves, you don't have to. This is all food safe, but I just don't want to have all that oil and wax on my hands. I take out my sock. You could use kids' t-shirts, I've done that before. Pour a little bit of this, not too much, just kind of drizzle it like you were doing a salad. This is a blonde board. It's not like the bamboo boards that have a tendency to darken up. And I'll go all the way to the edges and on the sides and finish it all the way down. Just won't do the bottom, work it in there. It's better to do a couple light coats than try to put it on thick the first time. And just let it set for about 20 minutes. If there's some spots that are a little shiny, wipe them down with a paper towel. On this main board area, we're not doing any cutting on these, although you could. We're just putting things on there. You know, maybe we're doing a taco bar or something, and you'll just lay everything here. I'll do olive oil on this one, mineral oil on this one, and butcher block conditioner on this one, just to show you the difference. I'm gonna use a paper towel. You can see it's very thin, but it will seal up the board, and it's pretty quick. I won't use mineral oil on wooden spoons. I will use olive oil. And since I have so much left over, I'll just show you how I do a spoon. I wouldn't use butcher block conditioner on wooden spoons. Put some of that on there. I'm just gonna use a paper towel and just work it in on the sides. And now we'll do butcher block conditioner on this last one. Squeeze it out, come on. Ooh, probably way more than I need. So here's the butcher block conditioner. It's kind of got a satin look to it. And the mineral oil seemed to be somewhere shiny-wise between the conditioner and the olive oil. The olive oil just looks like you just poured it on. It's been 1 hour since I've coated all of these boards, so let's go through the results. There was some puddling on the olive oil board. This is not extra virgin, this is just virgin olive oil, and don't look at that container because we pour bigger containers into the smaller one because it's more manageable. The mineral oil pretty much all soaked in, which is surprising because it was as wet as the olive oil was when we first put it on. Butcher block conditioner, there's a little bit of puddling there, but not much at all. It's really soaked in. You can see that color-wise, this one's a little lighter than this, slightly. This is darker. This is the bamboo board results. Let's look at the maple board results. Just to give you an idea of what all the boards looked like before they were done, it was about that color, a very light blonde. This one actually is about the color it was when we started. So it darkened up a little bit with the mineral oil. There's a little bit of a sheen on there, not too much. This, there's no sheen. In fact, if I didn't know that I had put the butcher block conditioner on there, couldn't even tell. It does have kind of a waxed finish to it. The olive oil, a little bit of sheen over here, but for the most part, it's all absorbed in. It has darkened the wood. This color was the same as this color. The results are kind of surprising, actually. As far as price goes per ounce, I'm thinking the olive oil is the cheapest. Can't remember how much I paid for this. I'll post all these options down below in case you're interested. I guess you could go crazy on olive oil and get $50, $60 a gallon olive oil, and then all of a sudden the butcher block conditioner would be the cheapest. I was kind of always leaning towards the butcher block conditioner, but if you don't have it or you don't want to spend the extra money to buy this, I would just go with the olive oil. How about you? Do you have any other ideas on how to clean and maintain cutting boards? Post it in the comments below. Thumbs up and comments, always appreciated. Thanks for watching. If you're interested in all sorts of home fixes and repairs, ways to take care of things, both in your home or around the backyard, making and breaking stuff, designs of all kinds. I even do costumes, cosplay, and props. Check out my channel and please subscribe, because you never know what home solutions you may see.